All right. And I do have, this was going to be cringe of the day, guys, but the cringe of the day is funnier to me. If you're ready for the greatest comic ever written, there is now going to be a Dark Horse comic from Whoopi Goldberg, and it's a graphic novel about a menopausal superhero. Yes. This is a thing.
Understand.
This is a thing.
Targeted at the wine-on demographic.
It has to be.
I know they are, of course, the biggest fans of comic books. So this is going to do great.
I was in the group chat yesterday, and I responded. I said, like, I could have gone my whole life without knowing this existed. Thanks. Thank you. I didn't need to know that this was a thing, but now that it is, thank you very much. It says, the graphic novel, The Change, features a self-insert of Whoopi, whose powers get triggered by bodily fluctuations in menopause.
No.
The book is billed as a serious book and not a parody, with a heroic Whoopi. Well, that's a parody already.
She can
heroic
give other
Whoopi.
people hot flashes.
That's amazing.
Paralyzes them with mood swings.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, any woman could do that anytime.
She can make other people gain weight.
The superhero's name could be called like Once a Month, and it'll just be a woman who gives you period pains every time she's mad at you.
I have so much to say about this. It just adds to this cringe culture that we now have, where they want to make everything watered down. It's like, I don't like, unpopular opinion, but actually I feel like it's actually a popular opinion, but no one wants to say it. I don't want to see super fat models. I don't want to see super average looking people on my TV screens. I don't want any of this. I don't want a woman, an overweight woman going through menopause to be a superhero. And I tweeted and I posted on Instagram about this a couple of days ago, how I was tired of the progress, like the regression of modeling. And I posted 2 different magazine covers, one of like the 80s where it was like this really skinny model, whether or not she was healthy, I don't know, but then this like morbidly obese model, both on Cosmopolitan magazine. And I got a message from someone saying, well, that overweight model might not see what you said, but I definitely saw it, and it made me wonder whether or not I even deserve love, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, no. Like, just because you clearly like everything sugar-coated doesn't mean that I'm gonna sugarcoat the truth as well. Like, you need to understand, like, your self-love shouldn't, first of all, come from my Instagram posts, and second of all, if you truly love yourself, then get healthy. Yeah. I'm not saying that you need to be anorexic. I'm not saying that you need to be unhealthy in how you lose your weight. I'm just saying live a better lifestyle to show that you actually love and care about yourself, and have some discipline for yourself, instead of sitting here being emotional and now you're gonna go and probably eat your problems away because I didn't sugarcoat the truth, so now you need some sugar-coated candy. Like, stop playing on my time.
True.
Go off, King.
Every time that there's like a skinny woman on a magazine again, people are like, heroin chic is back. And it's like,
she's just a
she's
normal
literally
looking,
like normal, average,
Yeah.
like just simply isn't overweight.
I saw that post of yours the other day, and like it like zoomed in on the knees. I'm like, oh my god, oh my gosh,
I was so petty.
Crazy.
Yeah, I said the progress was as backwards as her knees, and then the next slide was just her knees inverted.
Look, and for something like this, is like I made up when we were talking about something the other day. I said, I don't want to see men that look like me on screen. I want them, like, if I'm watching a superhero movie, he shouldn't look like me. He should be tall. He should be buff. He should look like he's able to kick everyone's ass. The women should be extremely beautiful, and the men should be jacked and in great shape. That's just the way it is. That's what people want to see. I don't go to the movies and television to see my reality reflected back at me. I can go outside and be depressed. I don't need to watch my movies
Even
to
the
be
people
depressed.
who claim to disagree with this and think that everyone should be included and be on screen and on magazine covers, they're the ones who probably care about being thin the most. And that's what I really don't respect, is like, just admit, like, take accountability for your desires. You know, I know that you spend 5 hours on the Peloton. Shut up.
I mean, I don't even know about that. Like, I have a friend who's got, Peloton's a cult. Peloton is a cult, dude. Like, I got a friend, and I love her to death, but that Peloton is her Yahweh.
She's closer to the Peloton than you.
Yeah, it's like, but it's at the same time, she's in the best shape of her life. So can you really argue with someone who's in the best shape of their life, clearly loves what they're doing? And in a lot of ways, that Peloton to her is what skating is to me. It's just that she's been able to move past that, right? So now she runs marathons. So she's not just on the Peloton. She's taken that fitness to every level of her life. I can't be mad at somebody for doing that. Not in a culture where people want to have all of the media make them feel better about the fact that they don't want to put in the work to look better. So, can you be really mad at the Peloton cult? Out of all the cults in the world today, if I had to list the ones that I'm okay with, maybe like the Jared Leto cult, just because it tickles my fancy, and the Peloton cult. They're fine.
Not only that this character is menopausal, but they also made her a divorcee.
Of course. Mary, that's not something to aspire to.
She spent her life as a wife, mother, grandmother, a life she feels isn't all she had hoped for, with a husband who has grown in another direction.
The husband's probably gay.
So she's renouncing everything else that she's done in her life as not worthwhile.
Those kids. F those kids. That's what she's saying. F those kids.
I just wonder how many episodes in is she going to change to transgender or non-binary?
It's never too late.
There's also this annoying trend of like celebrities who have nothing to do with comics and don't give a crap about comics who end up getting comics from these publishers because they think it's going to
Brittany
Griner. Not necessarily Brittany Griner, because I don't think she was involved in that. But Amelia Clark made a period, like basically a woman's menstruation comic.
What?
Yeah. So Amelia Clark did that. And let's just face it, they're not driving sales. Nobody is going out outside of the rare person who might stop by a comic book shop accidentally so that they can post it on their Twitter and say take that, you incels. And they're not actually reading it. They're just doing it to own the conservatives. Mm-hmm. And by conservatives, I mean literally everyone who is disgusted by the fact that there's menopause comics.
I got to ask a question for Mary about this because,
Okay.
I'm not a woman. When I look at a comic, it's supposed to be something that's entertaining, not something that is miserable. Because I almost equate this as like a comic book of getting kicked in the balls. As a female, do you look at a comic or anything that's talking about periods and cramps and all these different things? Is that entertaining to you? Is that something that you want to spend your day thinking about?
We kind of had a back and forth about this when The Last of Us was still going and we were doing reviews of it. And they made continual references to Ellie's period. She was finding tampons in a random place and being like, oh, score. And I'm just like, okay, this is unnecessary. Or her friend gifted her a Diva cup. I don't even know if I should explain what that is, but yeah. I hope that people in the chat will know. And I just think that the references to periods are just total performative wokeness. But specifically in this case, it's degrading to older women to tell them in this media that what they've done in their lives, which is childbearing, raising children, being a grandmother, being a wife, is all worthless compared to getting a college degree later on. And that's what really is an indignity to me. There is an inherent abjection, I think, to the female experience because monthly you have to be reminded of the fact that you're not pregnant, right? Yeah. But I don't think that it needs to be taken this far to be celebrated. We can recognize that it kind of sucks to be a woman.
This is cosplay.
Yeah.
Look at that art right there.
And I don't know what level of involvement that Whoopi Goldberg had in this.
I'm picturing her slaving over a drawing pad, drawing it herself.
I mean, she probably just signed off on it one day and forgot about it. And this is run by other people, but
yeah, if it's IDW, then it's a Dark Horse comic. So yeah, she might have had minimal involvement in it, but they always try to do these kind of celebrity run comics that don't actually sell well because it's not your target demographic. The people in the industry don't want a bunch of Easter eggs from celebrities. They want good comics that are written competently by people who actually care about the industry.
Whoopi Goldberg is actually a talented woman. She's just
I love Sister Act.
She shouldn't be on. Yeah, she's fallen far from Sister Act.
There's nothing wrong with Sister Act.
But her joining The View was a mistake.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what happens. When you have to get invited into these people's personal views, that sucks. When you realize that they're not who you thought they were.
Nobody ever liked Whoopi Goldberg for her interesting ideas. She's a talent.
Yes, but that's the thing. I also think that people in this space also have to learn to separate art from artist more than a lot of people that are leftists because they're so used to having their views parroted back at them, and we have to be like, wow, I loved that performance, but wow, that person is awful. Like I've gotten pretty good at being able to watch things that people I know say awful things because I liked the art before I knew what the person was like, and unfortunately that's just something you get introduced to later. Also, Isabel Frost is a fairly decent name. I'll give them. I always like to look at the names of characters. It's okay, but it's not spectacular. So thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.